My beloved, you have felt so spiritually empty lately, wondering why my voice feels distant. Give me your attention now, and I will share a 7-day reconnection system to bring the fire back to your soul. Stay with me, and let my presence begin returning to the quiet places inside you. My precious child, my precious child, I see the desert you have been walking through. I see the way your soul has felt dry, even while your hands are still moving. Your face is still smiling, and people around you think you're doing fine. You have been showing up. You have been answering messages. You have been carrying responsibilities. You have been doing what needed to be done. But inside, something has felt quiet. Too quiet. There was a time when prayer came easier to you. There was a time when worship could soften your heart in a moment. There was a time when you opened your heart and you felt my nearness like warmth over your spirit. You did not have to force it. You did not have to pretend. You simply knew. You knew I was there. You knew I was listening. You knew your soul was alive. But lately you have wondered what happened. You have closed your eyes, and instead of peace, you felt heaviness. You have tried to pray, and the words felt thin. You have tried to worship, and your mind wandered. You have opened your Bible, and the page seemed silent. And because you love me, this scared you. It scared you more than you wanted to admit. You thought, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I lost the fire. Maybe I disappointed God. Maybe He is tired of me needing so much help. Maybe He has moved on to people who are stronger, more faithful, more consistent, more pure. But listen to me now. I have not abandoned you in this desert. I have not looked at your numbness and called it failure. I have not looked at your exhaustion and called it rebellion. I have not looked at your empty cup and turned away in disappointment. I am closer than your feelings can measure. I am nearer than your emotions can prove. I am still God, even when your heart feels quiet. And I am still your Father, even when your soul feels far away. The desert of the soul is a lonely place. It can make you question memories that were once sacred. It can make you ask, was I ever truly close to God, or was I only emotional? It can make you wonder whether the fire you once carried was real, or whether it has now passed away. But my child, dryness does not erase what I planted. Silence does not cancel my love. A tired spirit does not mean a dead spirit. There is a difference between a heart that has walked away and a heart that is simply worn down. And I know the difference. I know you. I know the pressure you have been under. I know the private battles you did not explain to anyone. I know how many times you said, I am fine, when your soul was whispering, I am tired. I know how many mornings you woke up already drained. I know how many nights you lay still, staring into the dark, wondering why you could not feel what you used to feel. I know the prayers that never became full sentences. I know the tears that never reached your cheeks. I know the ache behind your silence, and I am not offended by it. I am not offended by you feel empty. I am not offended that you feel confused. I am not offended that you have questions. Bring them to me. Bring me the numbness. Bring me the dryness. Bring me the honesty you have been afraid to speak out loud. You do not have to perform passion in front of me. You do not have to manufacture spiritual excitement. You do not have to lift your hands while hiding the truth of your heart. Come as you are. Come tired. Come quiet. Come uncertain. Come with a whisper, if a whisper is all you have. Because I can work with a whisper. I can breathe upon a flicker. I can restore what feels buried. I can make your soul breathe again. You have been judging your closeness to me by the intensity of your emotions. But feelings are not the foundation of faith. Feelings are gifts, but they are not the ground beneath you. Some days you will feel fire. Some days you will feel tears. Some days you will feel peace so clearly that you know my hand is upon you. And some days you will feel nothing at all. But I am not only present when you feel me, I am present because I promised to be. I am present in the quiet. I am present in the waiting. I am present in the dry place. I am present when your prayer is only, Lord, help me. I am present when you cannot finish the sentence. I am present when your Bible is open, but your mind feels scattered. I am present when you sit in silence and wonder if I am listening. Yes, I am listening. Yes, I am near. Yes, I am near. Yes, I still call you mine. The desert has not disqualified you. The desert has revealed how thirsty you are. And thirst is not something to be ashamed of. Thirst is an invitation. Thirst means there is still a part of you that remembers water. There is still a part of you that knows you were made for more than survival. There is still a part of you that longs for my presence. Even if that longing is buried under exhaustion, your emptiness is not the end of your story. Your dryness is not proof that the flame is gone forever. Your numbness is not a sealed door. It is a signal. It is your soul saying, I need God again. Not in a rushed way, not in a religious way, not in a way that shames you into trying harder, but in a real way, a gentle way, a deep way, a way where you stop pretending you are full and finally admit, Father, my cup is empty. And when you bring me an empty cup, I do not mock it, I fill it. When you bring me a weary heart, I do not crush it, I hold it. When you bring me a weak flame, I do not blow it out, I shield it with my hand. So breathe, my child. You are not lost, you are not forgotten, you are not spiritually ruined. You are in a dry place, but I am the living water. And today I am not calling you to impress me. I am calling you to return to me. Slowly, honestly, tenderly, one breath at a time. The fire can be reignited. The heart can become soft again. The prayer life can awaken again. The joy can return again. Not because you force it. Not because you fake it, but because I am still here, and I still know how to bring life back to the places inside you that feel empty. Have you been trying to pour from a spiritual cup that dried up months ago? Pause for a moment. Do not rush past that question. Do not answer it with the version of you that wants to look strong. Answer it with the version of you that knows the truth. Have you been trying to encourage others while your own heart feels empty? Have you been praying for people while secretly wondering why your own prayers feel cold? Have you been showing up for everyone else while your spirit has been whispering, I cannot keep doing this? My child, I see it. You have been pouring wisdom from a tired mind. You have been offering kindness from a weary heart. You have been giving patience when you barely had enough strength to stand. And because you are used to being needed, you kept going. You told yourself, I will rest later. I will pray deeper later. I will return to God later. I will deal with this dryness later. But later became weeks. Weeks became months. And now your cup feels empty. Not because you do not love me, but because you have been drawing from yesterday's oil. You cannot live forever on memories of fire. You cannot keep surviving on old encounters. You cannot keep pouring from what you have not allowed me to refill. This is not condemnation. This is awakening. I am not asking this question to shame you. I am asking it to rescue you. Because an empty cup is not useless. An empty cup is ready to be lifted, ready to be cleansed, ready to be cleansed, ready to be filled again. So stop pretending you are overflowing when you are exhausted. Stop calling it weakness when it is actually thirst. And bring me the cup, not the polished one, not the public one, the real one, the dry one, the one you have been hiding. Bring it to me now, my precious one. Now let me speak gently to the place in you that has been blaming yourself. You have asked, why did the flame fade? You have wondered, why did my prayers become shorter? Why did worship stop feeling alive? Why did my heart become so easily distracted? Why does my soul feel numb when I still believe? And I want you to understand this clearly. Not every fading flame is rebellion. Sometimes the flame fades because your attention has been pulled in too many directions. Sometimes the flame fades because your mind has been crowded for too long. Sometimes the flame fades because your body is tired, your emotions are stretched, and your spirit has had no quiet place to breathe. Rebellion says, I do not want God. Distraction says, I still want Him, but I keep losing my focus. Rebellion turns away with pride. Distraction drifts away through noise. Rebellion closes the door. Distraction leaves the door open, but keeps walking past it. And I know which one has been happening in you. You have not stopped loving me. You have not stopped needing me. You have not stopped belonging to me. You have simply been surrounded by so many voices, so many demands, so many worries, and so many screams, that my whisper began to feel far away. The world has trained your soul to hurry to respond, hurry to achieve, hurry to fix, hurry to decide, hurry to prove you are not falling behind. And in all that rushing, your spirit became tired. You were not made to live constantly interrupted. You were not made to carry every notification, every expectation, every fear, every opinion, every pressure, and still stay deeply rooted without returning to the secret place. A soul cannot stay tender if it is always exposed to noise. A heart cannot stay burning if it is never brought near the fire. This is why you can love me and still feel distant. This is why you can believe in me and still feel dry. This is why you can know the truth and still struggle to feel alive inside. Your faith did not disappear. Your focus was scattered. Your hunger did not die. It was buried beneath exhaustion. Your love did not vanish. It was covered by survival. And survival has a way of making sacred things feel heavy. When you are exhausted, prayer can feel like another task. When you are overwhelmed, worship can feel like effort. When you are anxious, silence can feel uncomfortable. When you are emotionally drained, even receiving love can feel difficult. But I am not angry at you for being human. I am not standing over you with disappointment. I am not saying try harder, feel more, prove yourself. I am saying come closer. Let me untangle what the noise has wrapped around your heart. Let me separate guilt from conviction. Let me separate distraction from rebellion. Let me separate tiredness from failure, because guilt pushes you away from me, but grace draws you back. Guilt says, you are too far gone. Grace says, return. Guilt says, you should be ashamed. Grace says, you are still loved. Guilt says, hide your weakness. Grace says, bring it into my light. There is a holy difference between my correction and the enemy's accusation. My correction may be serious, but it is never cruel. My correction brings clarity. Accusation brings despair. My correction points you toward life. Accusation tells you there is no way back. So when you hear a voice saying, God does not want you anymore, that is not my voice. When you hear a voice saying you are fake because you feel dry, that is not my voice. When you hear a voice saying your spiritual fire can never return, that is not my voice. My voice may convict, but it always carries hope. My voice may reveal what is wrong, but it also reveals the way home. And today I am showing you the way home. The flame often fades slowly, not in one dramatic moment, not in one terrible decision, but in small compromises of attention. A skipped prayer here, a rushed morning there, a heart full of worries, a mind full of noise, a week without stillness, a month without honest surrender. And then one day, you realize you are still doing many things, but you are not really present with me. You are saying the words, but your heart feels far away. You are hearing the songs, but they are not reaching the deep places. You are reading the truth, but it feels like it is staying on the surface. Do not panic. A faded flame can be reignited. A distracted heart can be gathered again. A dry soul can become tender again. But first, you must stop calling yourself rejected. You must stop assuming I left because you became tired. You must stop believing that dryness means I am done with you. My child, I am not done. I am drawing you back from the noise. I am calling your attention home. I am showing you that your fire did not fade because I stopped loving you. It faded because too many lesser things have been feeding on your focus. Too many burdens have been sitting where peace should live. Too many voices have been speaking where my whisper should be heard. But now, I am gently clearing the room of your heart, not by force, not by shame, not by fear. By invitation, I am inviting you to notice what has been draining you. I am inviting you to admit what has been distracting you. I am inviting you to lay down the false belief that you must earn your way back to me. You do not earn your way back. You turn, you return. You let me meet you again. And when you return, you will discover something beautiful. The fire was not gone, it was covered. The hunger was not dead, it was buried. The cup was not broken beyond repair, it was empty, waiting for living water. So do not despise the moment you realize you are dry. That realization is mercy, that awareness is grace. That ache in your spirit is not proof that I left you. It is proof that you still long for me, and longing is where the fire begins again. Even the greatest warriors of faith sat under trees and begged for it to be over. Dryness is human, not a sin. Do you hear that, my child? Dryness is human. It is not always proof that you are rebellious. It is not always proof that you are faithless. It is not always proof that you had failed me. There were people who loved me deeply, yet still became tired. There were people who heard my voice, yet still became afraid. There were people who carried great assignments, yet still reached moments where their hearts said, I cannot take another step. And I did not throw them away. I did not erase their calling. I did not call their exhaustion their identity. I met them in the place where their strength ran out. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones who finally admit they are weak. Sometimes the most faithful prayer is not loud. Sometimes it is simply, Lord, I am tired. And I receive that prayer. I receive it when your voice trembles. I receive it when your mind is scattered. I receive it when all you can do is sit quietly and breathe. My child, you will believe that spiritual strength means never feeling empty. But true strength is not pretending you are full. True strength is letting me fill you again. Think about a lamp. If the lamp grows dim, you do not insult it. You do not say, useless lamp, shameful lamp, broken lamp. You check the oil. You bring it close. You refill what has been spent. So why have you spoken so harshly to your own soul? Why have you called yourself weak when your oil has simply run low? Why have you called yourself distant when you have been carrying more than you were meant to carry alone? This is the moment I want to interrupt the accusation. This is the moment I want to silence the voice that says, you should be ashamed. No. You should come close. You should let your Father tend to you. You should let me restore the places that pressure has drained. You are not the first one to feel dry. You are not the only one who has prayed through numbness. You are not alone in this valley, and you are not staying here forever. The desert may be real, but it is not your home. The dryness may be painful, but it is not your name. The weakness may be present, but it is not the end. I am still the God who sends bread to the weary. I am still the God who gives water in dry places. I am still the God who whispers, rise and eat, for the journey is too great for you. So stop condemning yourself for needing restoration. Stop calling your exhaustion a crime. Bring me your tired heart. Bring me your quiet faith. Bring me the little strength you have left. And let me show you this truth again. Dryness is human, but restoration is mine. My precious child, come to the well, not because you have earned it, not because you have prayed perfectly, not because your heart feels strong enough. Come because you are thirsty. Come because your soul has been dry for too long. Come because I am not standing beside the well with folded arms, waiting to shame you. I am standing here with living water, and I am calling your name. You thought you had to fix yourself before coming back to me. You thought you had to feel spiritual again before you could pray. You thought you had to clean up your heart, organize your thoughts, strengthen your faith, and become consistent before I would welcome you near. But my child, that is not grace. That is performance wearing religious clothing. Grace does not say, become full, then come. Grace says, come empty. Grace does not say, prove your fire, then approach me. Grace says, bring me the ashes. Grace does not say, hide your dryness until you look alive again. Grace says, let me touch the dry place, The well is not for people who have no thirst. The well is for the thirsty. The mercy is not for people who can save themselves. The mercy is for the needy. The healing is not for people who can pretend nothing hurts. The healing is for the honest. So be honest with me. Tell me, Father, I feel far away. Tell me, Father, I miss the way I used to feel near you. Tell me, Father, I do not know how to find my way back, but I want to. That prayer is enough to begin. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not despise a weak return. Do not despise a quiet yes. A whisper can open a door. A tear can become a seed. A single honest moment can become the place where the fire starts breathing again. I am not asking you to sprint back to the mountain. I am asking you to take one step toward the well. One real step. One humble step. One step without pretending. Maybe that step is sitting with me for 5 quiet minutes. Maybe that step is opening your Bible without forcing yourself to feel anything. Maybe that step is turning off the noise before sleep and whispering, Lord, I am here. Maybe that step is choosing worship, not to create emotion, but to make room for presence. Maybe that step is admitting, I have been distracted, but I want to return. That is where grace meets you. Not in the version of you that has everything together. In the version of you that is finally honest. My child, guilt has been trying to make you hide. Guilt has been telling you that you waited too long. Guilt has been telling you that your dryness makes you unworthy. Guilt has been telling you that I am disappointed beyond repair. But guilt cannot lead you to the well. Only grace can. Guilt may make you feel sorry for a moment, but grace makes you whole. Guilt may make you promise to try harder, but grace teaches you to come closer. Guilt may make you fear my presence, but grace reminds you that my presence is your home. So leave the shame behind. Leave the self-punishment behind. Leave the thought that you must suffer a little longer before you are allowed to be restored. That is not my heart. I do not refresh you because you have earned refreshment. I refresh you because I love you. I do not call you back because you impressed me. I call you back because you are mine. I do not pour living water into your soul because you never became dry. I pour because you are thirsty, and I am good. Come to the well with your empty cup. Come with the places you are embarrassed to show. Come with the prayers that feel unfinished. Come with the faith that feels small. Come with the heart that still wants me, even though it feels tired. I will not reject the cup you bring. I will not shame the hands that hold it. I will not turn away from the soul that whispers, I need you. The enemy wants you to believe that distance is permanent, but distance can be crossed by return. The enemy wants you to believe that dryness is your new identity, but dryness is only a condition, not your name. The enemy wants you to believe that the well has closed, but my well has not run dry. My mercy has not expired. My love has not thinned. My patience has not ended. My invitation still stands. Come. Come without a speech. Come without excuses. Come without excuses. Come without trying to sound strong. Come close enough to be filled. There is water here for the part of you that feels empty. There is mercy here for the part of you that feels guilty. There is rest here for the part of you that has been striving There is peace here for the part of you that has been afraid. And there is fire here too. Not the kind of fire you have to fake, not the kind you have to perform in front of others. A quiet fire, a steady fire, a holy fire. The kind that begins again when a weary child stops running and finally rests near the Father. So hear me today. I am not calling you back with condemnation. I am calling you back with compassion. I am not dragging you to the well. I am inviting you. And the moment you turn toward me, even with weak steps, even with trembling faith, even with an empty cup, I will meet you there. I did not move away from you. I became quiet, so you would have to seek me more deeply. Let that settle in your spirit. My silence was not rejection. My quietness was not absence. My stillness was not proof that I stopped caring. There are seasons when I comfort you quickly. There are seasons when you pray and peace comes like rain. There are seasons when my presence feels close, warm, and easy to recognize. But there are also seasons when I teach your heart to seek me beyond feeling. Not because I am cruel, not because I enjoy watching you struggle, but because I am drawing you into a deeper place. A child knows the Father by touch, but a mature soul begins to know the Father by trust. You have been asking, why do I not feel Him like before? And I have been gently asking, will you still seek me when the feeling is quiet? Will you still come when worship does not immediately move you? Will you still pray when the room feels silent? Will you still believe my love when your emotions cannot confirm it? This is not a punishment. This is an invitation. I am teaching you that my presence is deeper than sensation. I am teaching you that intimacy is not always loud. I am teaching you that fire is not always a sudden flame. Sometimes, fire is an ember protected beneath the ash, still alive, still warm, still waiting for breath. My child, you thought the quiet meant I had left, but the quiet was revealing what your soul had been depending on. You were not wrong to enjoy the feeling of my presence. That feeling was a gift, but I never wanted you to worship the feeling. I wanted you to know me, the God beneath the emotion, the Father beneath the atmosphere, the Shepherd beneath the silence. So when I seem quiet, do not run away. Lean closer. When prayer feels dry, do not assume it is useless. Stay there. When worship feels simple, do not despise it. Offer it anyway. When your heart feels numb, do not declare yourself lost. Whisper my name, because sometimes seeking me in dryness builds a deeper root than praising me in overflow. Sometimes the prayer you prayed with no emotion carried more faith than the prayer you prayed with tears. Sometimes the quiet yes means more than the loud song. I did not move away from you. I am near. But I am calling you past spiritual dependence on feelings and into holy dependence on truth. Stay with me. Seek me again. Not because you feel everything, but because I am worthy and because I am still here. My precious child, now I want to place something gentle in your hands. Not a burden, not a religious checklist, not another way for you to measure yourself and feel ashamed. This is a pathway back to the flame, a 7-day reconnection system. 7 days of returning, 7 days of listening, 7 days of bringing your empty cup to me without pretending it is full. Do not rush through this. Do not turn it into pressure. Let each day become a small doorway. Let each step bring your soul closer to the well. Day 1. Be honest before me. Not polished, not dramatic. Honest. Sit with me for a few quiet minutes and tell me the truth. Say, Father, I feel dry. Say, Father, I miss you. Say, Father, I do not know why my heart feels numb, but I am here. Do not explain yourself too much. Do not defend yourself. Do not try to sound spiritual. Just come. The first step back to fire is truth. Because what you hide cannot be healed. What you pretend does not exist cannot be restored. But when you bring the real condition of your heart into my presence, grace begins to move. Day 1 is not about feeling something powerful. It is about removing the mask. It is about letting your Father see the cup exactly as it is. Empty, dry, waiting. And I will not shame you for it. Day 2. Create silence. Just a small space. Turn down the noise. Put the phone away. Step away from the constant voices that have been feeding your distraction. For 10 minutes, let your soul breathe. You do not have to speak the whole time. You do not have to fill the silence with anxious words. Sit with me. Breathe slowly. Whisper, Lord, I am listening. At first, the silence may feel uncomfortable. That is not failure. That is your soul learning how to become still again. Noise has been training you to stay restless. My presence will teach you how to be anchored. So on day 2, do not chase a feeling. Practice stillness. Let the room become quiet. Let your heart settle. Let my peace begin touching places that have been overstimulated for too long. Day 3. Open my word gently. Do not begin with a long plan that overwhelms you. Do not punish yourself by trying to read everything you missed. Start small. Choose one passage, one psalm, one promise, one story where I met someone weary. Read slowly. Read as if I am speaking to you, not as if you are completing a task. When one line touches your heart, stop there. Let it breathe. Repeat it softly. Write it down if you need to. Carry it with you through the day. My word is not a stone placed on your back. My word is bread. My word is water. My word is light for the next step. Not pressure for the whole journey. So let day 3 be simple. Open the word. Receive one portion. Let one truth become stronger than the noise. Day 4. Return to worship. Not performance. Not emotion chasing. Worship. Choose one song that turns your heart toward me. Play it quietly. Let the words pass over the dry places. Maybe you will cry. Maybe you will feel warmth. Maybe you will feel nothing at first. That is all right. Worship is not wasted because your emotions are slow. A seed is still a seed, even before you see the fruit. Sing if you can. Whisper if you cannot sing. Sit quietly if whispering is all you have, but make room for worship again, because worship turns your attention from the size of your emptiness to the greatness of your God. Worship reminds your soul, I am not alone, I am not abandoned, I am not beyond restoration. My Father is still worthy, my Father is still near, my Father is still good. And as you worship, the ash begins to shift. The ember begins to breathe. The flame begins to remember. Day 5. Release what has been draining you. Come to me and ask, Father, what has been stealing my fire? Then listen. Maybe it is constant comparison. Maybe it is scrolling late into the night. Maybe it is resentment you have carried too long. Maybe it is fear about the future. Maybe it is saying yes to everyone while saying no to the quiet place with me. Maybe it is a relationship that keeps pulling your heart away from peace. Maybe it is a hidden wound you have tried to ignore. Do not ask this question with fear. Ask it with trust. I do not reveal what drains you in order to condemn you. I reveal it so you can be free. When I show you something, write it down. Then surrender it. Say, Father, I give this to you. I cannot carry it and stay full. I cannot feed this and keep my fire. Help me release what has been taking the place of your peace. Day 5 may feel tender. It may reveal things you did not want to face. But remember, conviction with grace is a doorway. It is not a prison. Day 6. Take one act of obedience, not 10, not a whole life makeover. One act, a simple yes. Maybe I have been asking you to forgive someone. Maybe I have been asking you to apologize. Maybe I have been asking you to rest. Maybe I have been asking you to stop returning to something that keeps wounding your spirit. Maybe I have been asking you to begin again in prayer. Maybe I have been asking you to serve quietly, give generously, speak truthfully, or set a boundary. Do the one thing you know I have placed before you. Obedience clears the path for intimacy, not because you earn my love through obedience, but because obedience removes the walls that keep your heart divided. A divided heart grows tired. A surrendered heart grows strong. Do not wait until you feel ready. Faith often moves before feelings follow. Take the step, send the message, close the door. Open the Bible. Rest when I tell you to rest. Speak when I tell you to speak. Be still when I tell you to be still. One act of obedience can become fresh air for a suffocating flame. Day 7. Return with gratitude and receive renewal. On the 7th day, do not begin by listing everything that still feels unfinished. Begin by noticing where grace has already moved. Thank me for one breath of peace. Thank me for one honest prayer. Thank me for one moment of stillness. Thank me for one truth that touched your heart. Thank me for bringing you through another day. Gratitude turns the soul toward light. Gratitude teaches your heart to recognize my fingerprints again. Sometimes the fire returns quietly, not as a sudden roar, but as a steady warmth. A little more peace, a little more hunger, a little more tenderness, a little more desire to pray, a little more strength to keep going. Do not despise that. Small flames matter. Small beginnings are holy. A heart that turns back toward me is already being restored. So on day 7, place your hand over your heart and say, Father, reignite what has grown cold. Restore what has grown tired. Refill what has run dry. Teach me to remain near you. Then sit with me. Let your soul receive. You are not trying to force heaven open. You are learning to live open before me. My child, this 7-day system is not magic. It is not a formula to control my presence. It is a rhythm of return. Honesty, silence, my word, worship, surrender, obedience, gratitude. These are not heavy chains. They are pathways. They are ways your heart comes home. And after these 7 days, do not stop returning. Let this become a rhythm you carry. When you feel dry again, come honestly. When the world becomes loud again, create silence. When your mind feels scattered again, open my word. When your heart feels heavy again, worship. When something begins draining you again, surrender it. When I ask for your yes again, obey. When you see even a small sign of grace, give thanks. This is how the fire stays tended. Not by pressure, not by pretending, not by trying to live on yesterday's oil, but by coming back to me again and again. I am not asking you to become perfect in 7 days. I am inviting you to reconnect. I am inviting you to notice me again. I am inviting you to make room for my voice again. I am inviting you to stop surviving on fumes and let me fill you with living water. So begin today. Begin with the cup you have. Begin with the faith you have. Begin with the whisper you have, and I will meet you there, day by day, step by step, breath by breath. The fire will rise again, not because you forced it, but because you returned to the one who never stopped burning with love for you.